Back on the Plug Radio app. Hey guys, now we gotta kind of take a little bit of a turn, right? We're gonna be talking about something. Matter of fact, let's just slow things down for a second because another conversation that I want to have isn't about the rankings, isn't about highlights, but it's about something that's happening quietly on every gym, every field, and every training facility in America, and that is the pressure and the burnout in youth sports. We're talking real stuff on the cage on Front Office Fridays, all right? And let me ask the uncomfortable question here, right? Are we pushing athletes too hard, too early? Because kids aren't just training anymore. They're grinding. Year-round schedules, a ton of private trainers, multiple teams, no off-season, and somewhere along the lines, fun turned into pressure. Development turned into stress, and dreams started feeling like obligations. See, we praise work ethic, but we're ignoring exhaustion. We celebrate dedication, but we are creating burnout. Let's talk about it, okay? The question that I want to ask is, are we developing athletes or draining them? Right? Youth sports has created a culture dramatically, mostly geared towards training, travel, expectations, less recovery, and less balance. And the burnout age keeps getting younger and younger and younger because I have said it, periodically, like, what does a third grader or a second grader gain from playing in a tournament in Seattle, Washington, and they're from Miami? As a second grader, he's probably not even going to remember this tournament. Like, no one really cares about a ranking for a second grader because you don't know how tall this kid's going to be, the skill level. I mean, there's so many things that go into that, right? But see, what people fail to realize is, and the silent problem that many young athletes face today is that when you have year-round competition, that's multiple practices per day. That's a strength and conditioning overload. But that doesn't really give kids the time to recover physically or mentally, which causes what? Chronic fatigue, increased injuries, loss of motivation. And you wonder why a kid in the ninth grade want to just play Fortnite or PubHub or any other video games now because they play basketball every weekend for the last 7-8 years. Bodies and minds do break down. Like, are we not understanding that? And I know people have this argument, like, I want to be a specialist. And they do have their benefits. Obviously, faster skill set development, more exposure from that standpoint. You have a competitive edge, and you have an elite pathway to the next level if you're constantly working on one sport. But where was the multi-sport athlete that we used to be forced to be? Because he was better overall athletic. He never got hurt. He had some mental freshness because he wasn't playing the same sport year round, and longer careers if you do that. And the reality check is most elite athletes were multi-sport athletes. I think we put a limitation on, I just want you to go play basketball or just go play football, and that's not how it should be. But this mental fatigue factor I think gets overlooked because burnout isn't always physical, and it shows when these kids have a loss of passion or anxiety before games. They have like an emotional detachment. They fear failure, and they're playing from a state of obligation and not a place of love. And athletes stop loving the sport but feel like they're trapped just because they want to appease their parent because their parent want to live their life through their child. I said a mouthful just then. And the hard truth about it is pressure doesn't just come from the coaches. It comes from the parents, just like I just said, because that's the parents' expectations. That's the social media comparisons. That's the ranking and the cultural exposure that we have put out there. That's your scholarship dream. You must succeed mindset. That kills a lot of these kids because dreams can't start feeling like burdens. And I think that's what creates a society that we have now where kids just don't want to go outside no more. They don't want to play that sport no more. So I want to give these warnings to every smart coach and every parent. When your kid is feeling burned out, you should be watching for mood changes, the loss of enthusiasm, the constant exhaustion. If a kid is constantly getting hurt, if he's going through like emotional withdrawals, irritability. All these things are signs of burnout. And it builds slowly. So parents, we got to catch it early. And here's the key question that I'm going to leave you guys with. Is the athlete ever enjoying the process? Are we resting and are we recovering and are we making it a priority? Is pressure replacing passion? Are we chasing dreams and forcing timelines? Are we developing kids? Because pushing harder equals better development. That is not true. All right? So, here's the part that nobody likes to say out loud. Not every kid needs more training. Sometimes. They do need more breathing room, more balance, more fun, more recovery, more childhood stuff. Because burnout doesn't kill talent. It kills the love for the game. And once that passion is gone, there's no trainer that can bring it back. This is your boy DJ Miller Mel. Stay tuned on the Plug Radio app.